Hi everyone, so today's look is the Fauna look, and it is basically a nude teal and purple eyeshadow trio. I did notice though that the nail polish and the blush are permanent items at Wet n Wild. I don't usually buy the glassy glosses that came in this kit, so I'm not sure if those are permanent either. So to me the looks of what is brand new would be the eyeshadow trios, which is great because our eyeshadows are fantastic. If you're somebody who hasn't tried the blushes, hasn't tried the nail polishes, hasn't tried the glosses, this will definitely be something you want to pick up. If you're a Wet n Wild collector, definitely something you want to pick up. If you're not interested in the eyeshadows, you may want to purchase the things separately, and you can find these at CVS. I've seen them at CVS. I will state though that a subscriber did send me a Fauna set and a Flora set to share with you guys a couple looks, so I've done that this week, and I hope that you enjoy the way they look, and hope you try out the looks. And if they're not for you, they're too heavy for you, or you want something a little bit different, you can always just take a look and see if the sets are for you. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial, and thanks for watching. Alright, so to get started on the look, I'm just going to be taking the All Natural Face Magic Vegan Eyeshadow Primer, and it just has a very dense doe foot applicator, so I'm going to press that over the eyelid and a little underneath the eye, and then I'm just going to press that into the eye. It's a very moist, creamy base, so everything that you place on top really sticks. So I'm just going to press that down so everything is budge proof, and then I'm just going to press that down on the under eye as well. So I'm going to be starting off with Wet n Wild's Coloricon eyeshadow in Nutty, which is a smooth satin taupe color. If you want to take a matte brown, feel free to do so. This color doesn't really need any real hard edge definition that you could get using a matte. I'm using the Diluting Tool 760, but if you prefer to use a matte, you are welcome to do so. I'm just going to raise my eyebrow a little bit, just to pull up the crease. You can even take a lightweight finger and help pull up your eye ever so slightly using light pressure. I'm looking at the mirror over here, so that's why my eyes are over there, but I'm going to take this same color Nutty, and I'm going to pick this up on the Diluting Tools. This is a crease brush. This is the 781. And what I'm going to do with Nutty is, same step with my eye, I'm just going to lightly pull on the crease just to draw it out so I can do this step. When I want a more well blended crease, I try to keep it more relaxed. If you have very hooded eyes, probably don't move the crease or the brow very much. And then I'm just going to kind of pull it up at an angle so that it kind of works with how my eyebrow kind of pulls down at a tilt. So yeah, I'm kind of just trying to work with my eye shape. So if some of my looks look similar, it's because I'm kind of, I do work with my eye shape when I'm working on myself, of course, so that's something to keep in mind, I guess, when you're also working on yourself, is to do a step that would work for you. If your eyebrows are and your eye shape's different, you could do what works for you, but we're basically just shading in the crease. And I'm using little circular motions, especially with a crease brush like this, because it could get very harsh. And I'm going to take a little bit of Wet n Wild's Coloricon eyeshadow in Brulee, which is a matte peach color. I'm just going to dust off that same 781, and we're just going to go over the edge of Nutty. As you can see, we pulled up the transition color very far, so we're just going to soften it up a little bit with Nutty, or sorry, with Brulee, so it's just very well blended. It's about the same color, same name as the MAC one. So you could take whatever you have to recreate this. From the Fauna collection, I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Coloricon Trio, which what's really cool about it is it's duplicates. This to me is kind of like a drugstore naked lunch, kind of just a fun teal pigment. I don't have this color in any of the MAC shadows exactly, but this one really reminds me of Parfait Amour. So you just have it's a really nice fun trio. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this Naked Lunch dupe, and we're going to take that up on that same blender. I'm going to put this in the peak of the brow bone arch, just to kind of heighten it up a little bit. So if you have very small eyes, this might also be a really nice way to arch up your brow bone, is to do the matte layer first and then to sort of add just that touch of shimmer if you don't want a shimmery all over brow bone, so you can get that glisten. Now every time I wear Parfait Amour, whether you like it or you don't, or you hate the blendability but you love the color, I still get compliments. So to me it's worth wearing, but if you don't want to pay full price for it, you could check out this purple one. I actually think it's pretty blendable. I'm going to take the 781 again. And we're going to start this into the deep socket right over that dupe of Satin Taupe, which is, of course, the Nutty eyeshadow I took. So I'm just going to start doing little circular motions in the deep socket. Parfait Amour is kind of a hard color to dupe. I know it hits the worst eyeshadow list by MAC a lot, and it has nothing to do with its color. I'm just going to place that in the deep socket and kind of draw it upward. I'm going to take a little bit of Nutty eyeshadow, and we're just going to place this right above where we stopped blending the purple. You could tap it off or pull out the color once again, go into Brulee, and soften it up again. I'm going to be taking a little bit of the Parfait Amour dupe again, and we're going to pat this on this time with the Diluting Tool 772, which is a really tiny, tiny, tiny shader brush. I usually take the 777, but you are free to take whatever you want. This is just, as you can see, a very beautiful color. So we're just going to pat that all over both the eyelids, and it'll take no time at all. It's blendable. And then for the very outer corner of the eye, I'm actually going to be taking the Crease shade in here, and we're going to pat that on with the same brush. We're going to go into the outer corner. I'm going to take that same brush again, and we're going to draw this up ever so slightly in the crease, and then do a little circular motion. I'm going to take Panther, which is that matte black color. I'm so glad they're doing more of these miniature eyeshadows. Are actually really worth having in your collection. Like the matte ones, I feel, are helpful additions to the Wet n Wild eyeshadow line because most of it's shimmery. It's hard to find mattes in general on the market. So just patted that into the outer corner. I'm going to dust that through. Now if you feel that that black takes away from the color, which it does a bit, what you can do is take the Crease shade again and then pat this over the black so that you have a visibly like darkened teal. I'm going to take the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner, and we're just going to go over the top of the lash line. And then I'm just going to flick it out a little bit. Same thing kind of inside, just bring it in a lot and then pull it into the middle to the center. I'm going to take the Too Faced Perfect Eyes eyeliner and I'm going to line the lower lash line. You can take drugstore eyeliners if you want. I just happen to not have those because I don't really duplicate my colors, so you can take any black eyeliner you want. Just gonna blend that out. For the lower lash line, feel free to take the color you like the most, I guess in the look. I want to kind of incorporate or enhance the green, so I'm going to take the Crease color. So I'm just going to place that at the lower lash line on top of that smudged black liner. So it'll just look like very deeply enhanced. I think the look will look softer and more feminine, more pastel, springy with the purple on the lower lash line. So you can go ahead and take that too. I think that would be actually really pretty placed in the inner portion, or vice versa. You could do the purple out here and the green in here. It's up to you. Have fun with your looks. And I'm just gonna place the purple in here just because it's lighter, and I tend to feel that the lighter shades, at least on me, need to be pulled into the center. If you have deep set eyes, maybe you want it the other way around. I don't know. But for underneath all of that, I'm going to take the Naked Lunch dupe and kind of incorporate that underneath and kind of feather it out. Now, if you don't want to do all these eyeshadows on top, or you feel you can't use them, or you're going to school, maybe you just want to do the lower lash line and a little bit of the nude eyeshadow on top. That'd be pretty too. Just going to pull it out. But if you're going to do all the eyeliner on the bottom and then none of the colors on the top, I would at least wear mascara to kind of draw out the eye so it doesn't recede. I just realized I used up all of my Too Faced Size Queen yesterday. I remember throwing it away now. So we're going to be taking the Tarte Gifted Amazonian Clay Smart Mascara after I searched for the Too Faced Size Queen. Duh. Now we're just going to be taking this. This brush is much tinier. I'm sure this formula is going to be much wetter because it's new. Actually much more easier to apply than Too Faced Size Queen. I really got my hand used to that brush, I guess. I'm just going to apply this. I'll have to review this shortly. I know I'm due for a blog post review. Sorry, I've been busy. Just gonna put that on. Now for blush, I'm taking what came with the kit, and I do have to state that these blushes that come with the kits, they're permanent. They're not limited edition. I would have liked to have seen something limited edition, but what can you do? Maybe sooner rather than later, they'll do some new blushes. I feel like that's where they're kind of lacking, is their blushes. Not that there's anything wrong with their blushes. Maybe they felt the need to sort of sample these in here because maybe they don't think that it's their most purchased item, which I agree, it's not their most purchased item, but hopefully soon we'll get some new ones. So this is Pearlescent Pink, which is a beautiful color. I do own it in full size. It's kind of a drugstore Wet n Wild version of NARS Orgasm. It's that pinky, peachy glow color. A million companies make a version of it. The most common or iconic one is the NARS Orgasm, so I think as a default we all tend to reference that color. So I'm just going to blend that out, and this is the Delium Tools 955. You could get it in green or yellow. Just going to blend that out. It's pretty forgiving color, so you could really apply quite a bit before it really gets really terrible or too much. The other Wet n Wild look I did was just the gloss, so I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to take Urban Decay's 24/7 Lip Liner in Paranoid, and it's just a pinky rosy neutral. I'm just going to use my chin and my finger to steady the lip liner. And then fill them in. I'm going to be taking Wet n Wild's Megashield in 372S within these Adobe walls, which is one of my favorite colors from the new kind of spring line. It's just a really pretty peachy pink. As you can see, it's not forgiving on dry lips. So I'm just gonna pat that down.